Have you ever found yourself staring at a problem so intensely that the solution seems to retreat further with every effort? We apply force, we add complexity, we search for a grand, decisive answer, only to find ourselves more entangled, more lost. We believe the answer must be as loud and as complex as the question feels. But what if the most profound truths are not shouted from the mountaintops, but whispered in the quietest moments, in the most unexpected of ways? There once was a painter, known throughout the land for his skill. His brush could capture the fury of a storm and the warmth of the summer sun, but his heart was troubled. His art, for all its technical brilliance, felt hollow. Seeking a deeper meaning, he journeyed to a remote monastery, where he asked the resident Zen master to teach him the nature of true insight. The master, a man of few words and infinite stillness, looked at the painter's eager, confident face and gave him a single task: paint me the sound of this monastery. The painter, at first, was thrilled by the challenge. He was a master of his craft. How hard could it be? He set up his easel in the great, silent meditation hall. He painted the rows of meditating monks, their backs straight, their eyes closed. But the finished canvas was merely a portrait of men sitting. It was still, but it was not silent. He then painted the empty courtyard at dusk, the long shadows stretching across the raked gravel. The painting was lonely, but it was not silent. He painted the ancient library, scrolls resting undisturbed on their shelves for centuries. The painting was peaceful, but it was not silent. Weeks turned into a month. Frustration gnawed at him. His confidence crumbled, replaced by a quiet desperation. Every canvas was a failure, a testament to his inability to grasp the master's meaning. He had tried to capture silence by painting absence, by painting stillness, by painting emptiness itself, but the essence of it always eluded him. Defeated, he abandoned his brushes and his paints. He simply sat by the monastery's small, tranquil lake, a mirror of the vast, empty sky. He was no longer trying to solve the puzzle. He was no longer trying at all. He just watched. And then it happened. A single yellow leaf, released from its branch by a silent breeze, drifted down, spiraling through the still air. It touched the surface of the water. Plink. The sound was almost nothing, a tiny, momentary disturbance. But in that instant, the painter understood. The sound did not break the silence. It amplified it. The tiny ripple spreading across the water made the lake's stillness more profound. The single, delicate sound made the vast surrounding silence audible. It was the frame that revealed the masterpiece. He rushed back to his studio, and with a newfound clarity, he painted not the absence of sound, but the presence of silence. He painted the dark, still lake, the deep green of the forest, the gray sky, and in the center, a single yellow leaf just touching the water, with the faintest of ripples expanding outwards. He took the canvas to the master, who looked at it, and for the first time, smiled. We too are often like that painter in the beginning. We approach our lives, our problems, our search for peace, with a mind already full of ideas about what the answer should look like. We expect a thunderclap of revelation, a grand solution. But this story teaches us a more subtle truth. The answers we seek are often not found in adding more noise, but in learning to perceive the quiet that is already there. The breakthrough comes when we finally empty our cup of expectations, when we stop striving and simply become present. It is the single kind word that gives meaning to a long, comfortable silence between friends. It is the gentle cry of a newborn that makes a home feel truly peaceful. It is the small, unexpected insight that illuminates the entire landscape of a problem we've struggled with for years. The solution is rarely a frontal assault. It is a change in perspective. It is learning to see that the most powerful statements are often made by the smallest of gestures. So, the next time you feel lost, the next time the world feels too loud and the answers too distant, perhaps the task is not to shout louder. Perhaps it is to become still and to listen for the sound of a single leaf falling